Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are LA.
It is a day of remembrance here at the Big A, as it is across this country. The 10th anniversary of the attacks on September 11th, honoring those that lost their lives and helped recover what they could back on September 11th of 2001. But as was the case, days and weeks after those attacks, baseball was played. It was baseball that helped unite this country, and baseball will be played here this afternoon. It is the finale of the three-game set between the Yankees and the Angels. The Angels trying to maintain pace with the Texas Rangers. They're a game and a half back right now. At the start of the day, that game in Texas just underway. We welcome you inside the Big A. Back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner Mark Goobs. And to those of you that lost loved ones on September 11, 2001, our thoughts and prayers go out to you. This afternoon, we've got a pretty good pitching matchup. We know what Jared Weaver did 2 nights ago. We know what Dan Herron did last night. Now today, Mike Scioscia turns the ball over to Irvin Santana. He'll be opposed by Freddie Garcia.
Boy, Irvin's been throwing the ball so well, Victor, since he also breaks 8-2 mark in the year, barely over 2. Devastating slider, good fastball. Freddie Garcia, on the other hand, 15-3 in his career against the Angels with a 2.42, 8-1 at the Big A.
Well, we're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, so sit back and relax. We've got lineups and first pitch when we return. The critics have spoken, but the cars speak for themselves, like the 2012 Sonata, 2012 Genesis. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer or mysocalhyundai.com today. By CarMax, now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by Sit and Sleep. Save up to 50% on all the best brands during Sit and Sleep's Labor Day sale. Gorgeous day here at the Big A. Perfect afternoon for baseball here. The Angels going for the series sweep over the New York Yankees. And you got to take care of business. And certainly Jared Weaver did that 2 nights ago and Dan Herron last night. These guys, those 2 guys combined, limiting the Yankees to 7 total hits in the first 2 games of the series.
And you're talking about a club coming into this series that scored 200 more runs than the Angels did. So that's how well they pitched. Changed speeds very effectively. Pitched inside with a fastball. Weaver with a great circle changeup. Dan Herron with that great split finger fastball that was able to get them out in front and swing at pitches out of the strike zone.
Jared Weaver on Friday night picking up 11 strikeouts. The amazing thing about both of those starts on Friday and Saturday night between Weaver and Herron, neither guy at any point faced more than 4 batters in 1 inning. That's how dominating the stuff that they have.
And that's against a Yankee team that's so patient at the plate. A team that bunches together hits and walks to score a lot of runs. And they did so well as far as keeping that away. The free pass was not there for the Yankees against these 2. Dan Herron last night, no walk, 7 punch-outs. That split finger fastball, just like Weaves the night before. Those 2 off-speed pitches, the best they had at any point during the season. Very effective again. Dan Herron rising to the occasion against a great pitcher in CC Sabathia and pulling out the W.
Dan Herron last night picking up his 15th win of the season. Jared Weaver unfortunately got saddled with the no decision, but he'll take the victory as the Angels won that one in walk-off style on Friday night, 2-1 the final in that one. Weaver doing a terrific job, still at 16-7 on the season, but lowering his earned run average. The Angels in the dugout. Both teams were out on the foul lines for the ceremony before the game. The Yankees, from an injury standpoint, as we get ready to play this ball game, have suffered quite a few injuries of late. Nick Swisher is out. Alex Rodriguez is out. Francisco Cervelli is out. And they continue to get dinged up more so and more so. Last night they lost Russell Martin. Both teams now in the American League East, the Yankees as well as the Boston Red Sox, to be perfectly honest with you, have struggled a little bit, as we're being told right now that first pitch is now going to occur at 12:45. But not only have those 2 teams struggled, they've also have had to deal with a lot of injuries of late.
And when you think about the key injury, you mentioned Russell Martin last night. All of a sudden, the Yankees in a spot now with their catching position, very difficult. Montero is going to be catchy, but mainly he's been brought up because he can hit. He hasn't caught a whole lot. You saw Posada playing his first time behind the plate since last season. Didn't even bring his glove to spring training. So it's an issue for him right now. Yes, they both look like they're in position to possibly make the playoffs, but if you go into the playoffs and you're injured like that with no momentum, it's going to be difficult for both the Yankees and even the Red Sox if they can hold off the Rays or even the Angels as far as the potential for the wild card.
You're taking a look at Irvin Santana, who's just concluded his warm-up tosses. First pitch scheduled to start at 12:45. So when we return, we will hopefully give you the lineups and the first pitch. Stick around. We welcome you back out here to the Big A. We'll take a look at some of the division races going on right now, especially in the American League. You see the East, it's a 2.5 game lead for the Yankees over the Red Sox. The Rays are 7 back, but where things get interesting, you see the Angels a 1.5 games back right now in the West, is that wild card race. With the way the Tampa Bay Rays have all of a sudden played, they have certainly climbed into the picture for the postseason. Tampa Bay just 4.5 back. They are taking on the Boston Red Sox in St. Petersburg today. The Angels 5 back in the wild card, and that comes into play, obviously, because you want to be in the mix in however many different ways possible. 1.5 games back, 1 game difference in the loss column between the Angels and the Texas Rangers.
And that's the thing where Mike Scioscia has a club focusing on the Texas Rangers. Yes, it's always good to be able to talk about the wild card and the potential. That doesn't matter how you get into the postseason as long as you're there. And with this pitching staff, we've seen the first 2 games so far, and then Urban today. The Angels will be extremely dangerous in the postseason if they can get there.
You see the Angels taking the field. We'll take a look at the Yankees lineup. Joe Girardi has their ball club at 87 and 57. This is game number 145 for them. Derek Jeter leading things off at shortstop. Curtis Granderson is in center field. Mark Teixeira at first base. Robinson Cano will serve as the DH today, while Jesus Montero, who had served as the DH the previous 2 nights, will be behind the plate. Eric Chavez making his 2nd straight start over at third base. Andrew Jones got to start in right on Friday night. He gets to start there this afternoon. Eduardo Nunez moves into second base, and Brett Gardner at his familiar 9th spot and playing left field. Taking on Irvin Santana with an 11-10 record and a 3.18 earned run average.
Those last 14 starts, which jumps out at you right now. 8-2 with an ERA 2.18. The fastball has been extremely good with late movement, anywhere between 93 and 96. His slider, electric as always, utilizing the curveball more often. And, of course, his changeup is very effective, particularly to left-handed batters. I look for him to use that today, judging from what Dan Herron and Jared Weaver were able to do against these hitters with the off-speed pitch.
Take a look at the defense that will be playing behind Irvin Santana. Mike Trout in left, Peter Borges in center, Torrey Hunter in right. In the infield is Alberto Callasco and Eric Ibar. Guarding the left side, Howie Kendrick and Mark Trumbo on the right, with Bob Wilson doing the catching.
And Bobby Wilson behind the plate last 10 starts with Irvin's been extremely good as far as working that fastball. I think it's been the command and the tempo that Bobby's done such a good job as far as Irvin. That fastball we talked about, the slider, has been very effective, but it's the presence of Bobby Wilson behind the plate, forcing the issue, forcing that tempo to be quick for Irvin.
Irvin will be making his 2nd start of the season against the New York Yankees. Had a start against them at Yankee Stadium back on June the 4th. Went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, but ended up taking the loss. He gave up 2 home runs in that start. But then again, that was also in that quote-unquote Santana first half of the year, because he's been a lot different pitcher pretty much since interleague play. Going back to that start against the Florida Marlins, moving forward from that point on. As he gets ready to face Derek Jeter here to start this game. Jeter went 1 for 4 last night. Extended his hitting streak to 9 games. A .296 overall average, 5 home runs, 56 runs batted in. Getting underway just a little bit late here this afternoon as he swings first pitch and fouls it back. Irvin's coming off a loss against the Mariners in his last start. Gave up 2 runs, both unearned runs, on 7 hits, 6 innings of work. The one and only loss is Seattle Mariners. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back, got him reaching for that fastball away, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Boy, 94, 93. Good fastball already, trying to keep Jeter off the base, who has a .441 career batting average against Irvin, 15 for 34. So a key guy for Irvin to keep off the bases.
Wilson set up outside, and a slider's a swing and a miss. Down goes Jeter, and there is out number 1.
Boy, this is an absolutely perfect slider, starting on the outer part of the plate and diving down to the ground. So you'll be able to have that seam. He puts that middle finger on the seam to be able to generate that type of spin, to be able to work down and away from a very good hitter in Derek Jeter. Obviously, the 2 fastballs before that, 93, 94, set up that nasty slider.
Granderson swinging first pitch, rolls it foul. And it's no balls and a strike. Granderson 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 8 in the series. The average of 266, still with 38 home runs and 109 runs batted in as he looks at a fastball high. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. As we pointed out, Weaver and Herron both with the off-speed pitches with which to work with, and they did. That pitch is grounded foul. A little bit of a delayed call there, but it's a 1-2 count. With Irvin, he's firm with the fastball. He's firm with the slider. What does he have to do to keep guys off balance?
I think especially with Granderson, the 0 for 8 in the series, most on changeups and breaking pitches away. You saw that curveball on the outer half. He's going to use his curveball more often against Granderson than normal. And I think staying away, he's looking on the inner half of the plate, Granderson. He's very quick on that pitch. Shook off the fastball for a slider.
This one rolled down the line. Mark Trumbo has it. That's a fair ball. And there are 2 away. Take a look at the umpires for this afternoon's game. Larry Vanover is behind the dish. Crew chief Brian Gorman at first base. Dan Bellino is at second. And Tony Randazzo over at third base. Mark Teixeira with a hearty Southern California welcome. Steps to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Looks at a pitch down and in. Mark went 0 for 3 last night. A 248 average, 36 home runs, 102 runs batted in. As we pointed out, I mean, you look at that lineup, even without Alex Rodriguez in it, you go 2, 3, and 4 with a combined over 300 runs batted in. Granderson, Teixeira, and Cano. Breaking ball is low, and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, they're guys that can drive the ball exceptionally well, so you have to get ahead of the count as much as possible. And Irvin's behind Teixeira 3-1, but he does have that ability to sink the fastball away. He's been getting a number of ground ball outs of late. During this stretch, it was 14 games, 8-2 mark, a lot of ground ball outs.
3-1, a strike on the outside corner, a full count. Three-2. Teixeira swing and a miss. Down he goes as Irvin Santana sits the Yankees down in order here to start the ball game. We head to the bottom of the first. It'll be Ibar, Kendrick, and Abreu to take on Freddie Garcia with no score. Couple of punch outs to start off his first inning of work. We'll take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup. The Angels, a season high 15 games over 580 and 65 have Eric Ibar leading things off at shortstop. Howie Kendrick in second. Bobby Abreu the DH. Torrey Hunter in right field. Mark Trumbo at first. Alberto Callasco at third base. Peter Borges at center. Mike Trout gets a start at left. And Bobby Wilson
behind the plate and batting ninth, taking on the 35-year-old from Caracas, Venezuela, by the name of Freddie the Chief Garcia.
Yeah, Freddie doesn't necessarily have that overpowering fastball like we saw when he first came up with Seattle. Mid-90s guy then. 85 to 89 with good sink on the fastball, curveball, very good slider, changeup, and a split finger fastball.
Ibar steps in to lead things off here. And Garcia's first pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Ibar last night went 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout, but was hit by a pitch and also picked up a sacrifice fly in that 4-run 7th inning. Off-speed pitch on the outside corner. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. And that it's kind of what you will see quite a bit from Freddie Garcia. This is 23rd start of the season.
Very good split finger fastball, which is his out pitch.
Ibar swings at that one, lets a bat fly, just got a piece of it. Alfredo Griffin will go out there and get the bat. That would be protect mode swing. And he protected his at bat, didn't he?
He did a great job of just fouling that pitch off. We talked about, as a hitter, when you're behind in the count, you just try to foul off the tough pitches and hope at some point during that sequence of pitches that the pitcher on the mound will make a mistake, and that's when you have to square up the baseball.
Ibar hooks it foul. Just out in front of that off-speed pitch. Really over anxious so far against Freddie Garcia. A guy that you almost have to, from a hitter's perspective, almost think backwards. Look off speed stuff, because you could still react to that fastball because it's not that firm anymore.
Exactly. He's not going to beat you with a fastball. He'll spot the fastball well, but it's not going to get by you. So you look off speed and react on the fastball and hopefully still be able to hit it well. Going fastball in here.
That's up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And most of his fastballs are for show. He wants to keep you honest, up and in. He'll try to spot the fastball away. We'll throw the 2-seam fastball into the left-hander and try to catch the inside corner.
Chavez, even with 2 strikes, still playing in on the grass at third base. The 1-2 is pulled to the right side. That's a base hit. Leadoff man is on board for the Angels, and we will take a look at the New York Yankees defensively behind Freddie Garcia for this afternoon's game. Gardner, Granderson, and Jones from left to right in the outfield, and the infield is Chavez, Jeter, Nunez, and Teixeira from third to first, and Montero getting to start behind the plate.
And big thing, Montero getting to start behind the plate. He's mainly been used as that DH as a catcher by trade, but a guy that's has trouble as far as throwing the baseball. They've been working a lot as far as getting his transfer quicker. Look for the Angels to press that issue right away. Garcia not real fast to the plate.
Here's Howie Kendrick. Looks at a first pitch fastball for a strike. Howie last night a 1 for 5 game. The Angels racking out 13 hits in that game, 8 of which came against CC Sabathia, who ended up going 6 innings and took the loss. Now 19-8 on the year. Quick throw to first, and Ibar is back. Freddie Garcia in his career, very good numbers against the Angels, a lot of that was obviously put up with the Seattle Mariners when he was a lot different pitcher. 15-3 record at a 2.42 ERA and 26 starts against the Halos in his career. Now he's showing bunt, drops one on the third base side. Montero lets it bounce and rolls foul. Had a lot of backspin on it.
And force them to make the plays defensively.
We talked about it a little bit last night with Chavez playing at third base. Sabathia, very as big a man as he is, a very athletic guy. Freddie Garcia, not so much. And with Montero behind the plate, why not try to force the issue?
No question about it. And Garcia, we mentioned, not even all that quick to the plate. He's allowed 18 stolen bases in 23 attempts. Does have 1 pickoff at first base, so pretty quick move, but again, make him field his position.
No balls, 2 strikes. The off-speed pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Garcia spending last year with the Chicago White Sox, made 28 starts for the Southsiders. 12-6 record and a 4.64 ERA, signed by the Yankees in the offseason. The Yankees brought in a lot of veteran guys. Bartolo Colon, Freddie Garcia, Mark Pryor at one point. Trying to fill out the back end of their rotation. Ibar takes off. The 1-2 is fouled off to the right. Boy, Eric had a big jump from first.
And you can see Garcia trying to utilize his slide step, but it's his arm motion. Because it's a long arm motion, drags long, gives you a better opportunity. His times to home, 1-3-3 to 1-4-1, which is pretty slow. You want to hover around 1-2 as far as quick to the plate, 1-2-5 to give the catcher a chance to throw out a would-be base stealer.
27 stolen bases for Eric Ibar. Doesn't go this time, and Howie shoots one to the alley in right center field. That ball's hit well. Going back. Gone! A Bo Taco tie for Howie Kendrick. And the Halos have a 2-0 lead.
16th home run of the season for Howie. That's that power spot he has to drive the ball to right center field. That's a tremendous swing. Again, Garcia doesn't have that velocity on the fastball. They get it by you too often. When he doesn't spot the fastball well, he's going to be in trouble. Ball is right down the heart of the plate, inside out approach, squared it up perfectly and out of the ballpark.
16th home run of the season. Just over the out-of-town scoreboard. You almost had to wait for a second to see if there was going to be an interference call or an umpire to finally make a signal or a call. The Angels strike first here in the first inning as Bobby Abreu fouls one off, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
It looked like Brian Gorman, the first base umpire, had a better view, and he called it a home run. See, just over the scoreboard, but that's a tremendous swing. Again, day game baseball here at the Big A. The ball carries better.
Off speed pitches down low. 2 balls and a strike on Abreu. A .253 average, 7 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Bobby was a DH in Friday night's game, went 1 for 3, including his 28th double of the season. Howie, by the way, now with 54 runs batted in. 2-1. Strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Two. Bobby fouls it back. Freddie very deliberate on the mound with everything, getting the signs, wind up, delivery. No sense of urgency when it comes to Freddie Garcia.
Trying to slow down your momentum as a hitter. You try to stay back against it too. If you become impatient, that's when he's going to win the battle.
Bobby pops this one up. Derek Jeter shading his eyes with the glove. Makes the catch, and there's out number 1.
The thing about Garcia, he has a changeup and a split finger fastball. That one was a changeup. You have to try to stay back. Very difficult at times because he's throwing, we always talk about below the hitting speed a number of his pitches. So that's the importance of keeping your hands back, like how he was able to do. He got a fastball, then was able to drive that ball the other way. Again, keeping your hands back so important as a hitter against Garcia.
There's Torrey Hunter. Takes a fastball in tight. Torrey last night just 1 for 2, but his a home run, his 20th of the year. Also drew 2 walks and was hit by a pitch. 75 runs batted in as he takes the breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike.
Torrey, great numbers against Garcia. .413 batting average, 4 home runs in his 19 hits and 46 at bats.
Little slider missing down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Torrey's batting average of .261. 20 doubles on the year, 2 triples. Freddie Garcia getting ready to throw his 21st pitch of the first inning. Halos made CC Sabathia work last night, throwing 30 pitches in that first. 2-1. Torrey lifts one out toward right center field, tailing away from Granderson, but he got a pretty good jump on it. He'll track it down for out number 2. Torrey getting that one just off the end of the bat.
Well, but you can see the difference between a day game and a night game here at the Big A. Off the end of the bat, still traveled almost to the warning track in right center field.
And as a right-handed batter, that's almost the approach you have to have against Freddie Garcia. He's not really going to challenge you inside a whole lot.
Only time he will is he makes a mistake on a breaking pitch. It kind of slips out of his hand and stays on the inner half.
Here's Mark Trumbo. Takes a fastball for strike 1. Big game for Trumbo last night, 3 for 4. He also picked up a walk, the average of 258. Still with 26 home runs, 80 runs batted in. Second most home runs, by an Angels rookie. Tim Salmon still the all-time rookie leader with 31. He's got a chance. He can get on one of those hot streaks.
He's got unbelievable power to all fields.
Trumbo goes down, swing on the off-speed pitch, but the Angels strike first. A single by Ibar, and then Howie Kendrick with his 16th home run of the year. One complete, and the Angels lead it 2-0. Angels baseball is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers and by Powerade Ion 4. Focus, hustle, hydrate, believe. Top of the second inning, the Angels with a 2-0 lead, courtesy of a Howie Kendrick home run. It's our pleasure to welcome in former Angels third baseman, great Troy Gloss, kind enough to join us here. And you didn't like the word great?
I don't know about that.
No? It was on the script you gave me to introduce you.
Well,
I used that line on
directions
Salmon.
well. That's great.
I used that line on Salmon. He laughed too, so don't worry. Hey, I got to ask you, this being the 10th anniversary of September 11th and the year before the Angels won the World Championship, where you were on September 11th, 2001.
I remember I was at my house and sleep, dead asleep because it was 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning out here. My wife called and said you better turn on the TV, and so I turned on the TV and saw what was going on, and obviously couldn't believe it. Then got a call from the traveling secretary that says don't come in today, and we'll let you know when to come back. But it was obviously a very saddened day for the whole country, and it was it was hard to believe even watching it on TV.
Yeah. Well, obviously being part of this today, seeing the festivities and then the remembrance of 9/11 10th anniversary. How did that feel to be able to see the guys and what the club put on as far as be able to go out there and show and make people remember?
Well, I think I don't think anybody's ever going to forget, but it's always nice to pay tribute when the opportunity presents itself, and obviously on the 10th anniversary is a perfect time to do that. But to hear the stories of the firefighters and the people that were there at Ground Zero right as it happened, it was it puts a lot of it in perspective. That they put their lives on the line so we can do what we were fortunate enough to do.
Montero rolling this one down a line. It's a foul ball. And it's no balls a strike after Cano got the leadoff single. I got to ask you about the 2002 World Championship. You know, moving forward for you and for that ball club and the franchise in general, for this fan base, how incredible a season it was, and you a huge part of that.
It was, you know, it was a fantastic season. You know, it was a great group of guys, and you know, of all the teams that I played on, you know, it was truly, you know, 25 guys marching in the same direction, trying to work towards, you know, one goal. And I know that sounds awfully cliche, and a lot of people use it, but you know, and that's in our case, it really was. I mean, we were 25 guys. You know, probably not the most talented team, probably not the best team, but you know, for a month stretch there at the end, we were playing the best, and that's what it took.
Yeah, Drew, I was going to ask you about that. You know, MVP of the World Series, you put up some great numbers, but you mentioned the team itself, how you guys put it together. Even when you were behind in Game 6, it seemed to be, and we asked Scott Spezio the same thing, you guys were all sitting back and go, oh, we're going to come back and win this game. How's that mindset occur for a team to have that type of confidence?
You know, it was something I think that built throughout the whole season. You know, we kind of did that all year, and we got off to such a rough start that year. That obviously wasn't in the card, wasn't planned to, you know, start 6-14. But you know, I think it made us stronger. You know, we kind of built on it and kind of looked at all each other, looked everybody in the eyes, and after about 20 games, and said, you know what, we're better than this. You know, and we just kind of believed and just kept playing hard. You know, and somehow, you know, there was a lot of games that maybe we shouldn't have won that we did. But you know, they worked out, and you know, we got key hits when we had to get key hits, and key innings pitched when we had to get those, and that's the recipe for success.
Robinson Cano advancing on the wild pitches. Montero struck out, third strikeout for Urban Santana. Eric Chavez at the plate. And here's the ceremonial first pitch before the game. Letterman's jacket on, and there's a strike.
You're going to say another position player throws a strike.
Another position player throws a strike on the ceremonial first pitch.
Well, I was fairly panic-stricken into where that ball was going to go, because balls are a little bit slick, and I haven't thrown a ball in a long time.
You kind of went Fred Lynn. You rolled the sleeve. You pushed the sleeves up.
Well, I thought, it's
man.
warm. So, you know, sun's out. You know, it was a little warm for Letterman's jacket, so I had to get a little breeze on the arms to see if we could, loosen it up some.
Trust me, man, you sold it. It looked good. Seriously. And the reason I ask you is this was bounced up the middle. Ibar can't get it. Cano is going to come in to score. No throw from Borges, and Chavez picks up an RBI single. It's 2-1 Angels. But, I keep goofing with Gooby about pitchers having a hard time with the ceremonial first pitch. This is the all-time great right here, Brendan Donnelly. We'd like to get your take on this throw.
Well, I mean, that's his cutter right there. I mean, that's, you know.
Is that his out pitch?
He set up in on the right-hander and hooked it to the outside corner. I mean, that's what Brendan does.
Let me ask you something. You ever hit a chopper that hit that part of the grass?
No, that was well in front. So he might have thrown a split in the actual game that bounced that far in front too.
So that was his pitch he throws when he's ahead of the count to try to get a swing and miss.
Exactly,
that's what it was.
That's a chase pitch.
Now we got that established. Yeah. We were wondering why Brandon threw that ball there, but now that we know that, so you've been in the infield for him. So now you're giving us that inside information. I like it. Yeah,
absolutely. No, I mean I can see the signs. I knew what he was trying to do. You know, and then Percy, you know, was obviously, you know. He texted me after the game and said, you know, just by my pure athleticism, you know, that I picked it, and you know,
what a great athlete.
That's the first time I'd seen it, but I don't know if I'd give Percy that much credit.
He was hearkening back to his days at UC Riverside behind the plate.
Oh, and if you ask him today, he still thinks he can catch.
Yeah, but could he hit though? That's the big thing.
And I don't think so. I think that was his. But if you ask him, he can.
Oh man, 2-1 Angels here in the second inning. A swing and a miss by Andrew Jones, a fourth strikeout, and certainly Urban Santana's got the slider working, 2 outs.
Yeah, I was curious that when we're watching Freddie Garcia, a guy that doesn't really overpower you with the fastball. Well, you remember when he was in Seattle, he's a guy in mid-90s, changed his way as a hitter. We've been talking about trying to stay back and almost look for off speed and adjust to the fastball. How easy is that to do as a guy with power?
No, it's not that easy. I mean, you just have to be very, very patient, you know, and very disciplined in what you're looking for and what you're trying to do. You know, if you're going out and trying to chase it and trying to hit him, he's going to spin you into the ground. I mean, that's what that's what makes him successful. You know, along with the Jamie Moyers and of the time. You know, and he and Freddie knows. You know, I mean, he's pitched on both sides now. You know, he was a thrower, then he was a pitcher, and now, you know, he's lost some velocity, but he still knows what he's doing. He can still make it move any direction he wants to, and he's still got a great changeup, and that's always kind of the that's always the one pitch that brings everything together.
Is surprising to you as Eduardo Nunez grounds one to third? I guess I'm not going to get time to ask you this question, but I was going to ask you about why more right-handers don't become soft-tossing right-handers as opposed to lefties. But I guess for another day.
Another day.
Thank you, Troy. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Great seeing you.
Great job, man.
Right,
The Yankees do get a run. You head to the bottom of the second. Halos up 2-1. Alberto Callaspo leads things off here at the bottom of the second with the Halos up 2-1. Our thanks again to Troy Gloss. Like guys that come in here, play along.
No doubt. Tell you what, he hit some of the most vicious line drives. I'm glad I didn't have to face him because he'd be one of those guys like a Dave Winfield. If you make a mistake over the plate, that there's a good chance that ball might go right through you. So I just assume let him pull and kill the third baseman down the line. It's fair to me.
He makes you look small. A little swinging bunt on the third base side. Garcia off balance throw, but heads up play by Eduardo Nunez backing up there and keeping Callaspo at first. That's an infield base hit. But Troy makes you look small.
Yeah, he's a big guy. I mean, when you think about it, he was drafted as a shortstop.
Isn't that crazy? At UCLA. Pretty good career.
Oh, unbelievable power. Full power, but also the ability to hit the ball to right center field. A little similar swing the way the ball jumps off the bat of Mark Trumbo and Troy Gloss. Those two guys very similar.
Peter Borges takes a little bit high for ball one. Borges last night 1 for 5, a .275 average, 10 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Swinging through the breaking ball. That's 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
A little Lee Greenwood right here, who did it before the game. Proud to be an American. Both sides, with the Yankees and the Angels. Big part of the festivities today in remembrance. Tell you what, we're all proud to be Americans. There's no question about it. What a great country.
1-1. Breaking pitch caught the outside corner. And it's 1-2. Garcia, after giving up the home run to Howie Kendrick in the first inning, retired the next 3 in a row of Abreu, Hunter, and Trumbo, including his first strikeout. So 1 punch out. No walks, 3 hits allowed. One-two, yanked foul just behind Dino Evil. The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like Borges looking for that pitch on the inside part of the plate.
And doesn't have the overpowering stuff, Garcia. Even if it's a changeup, split finger, or even a breaking pitch inner half, you still have time to adjust and get a good swing through it.
Long pause for Garcia. Short lead for Callaspo. And Borges lifts one in the air to center. Granderson coming on. 1 out.
Well, you can see the difference. See, this is split finger fastball from Garcia to Peter Borges. You can see the rotation of the seam barely any, almost like a knuckleball, but then it tumbles and drops straight down. Completely different than the split finger fastball you see out of Dan Herron. Dan Herron's almost works like a screwball, runs away from a left-handed batter. A little firmer too, the split finger fastball from Herron as compared to Garcia's, but still both pitches very effective, especially when they're down in the strike zone.
There's Mike Trout with 1 out, 1 on. Mike had a 2 for 5 game yesterday, including a double and an RBI single. Promptly looks at a fastball for his strike. 239 average, 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in for Mike.
Well, that big base hit, he had the right field behind an account 1-2 and fought that off into the outfield for an RBI to set up that big inning.
31st major league game for Trout. Callaspo, 7 stolen bases on the year, no caught stealings. Picks his spots.
And most times Callaspo is going to steal when the pitcher's not paying attention to him over there. Not a big lead.
Breaking pitch is fouled off to the right. And Trout angry at himself that he just missed that breaking ball. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
You know, it's odd to say at times when you throw a breaking pitch that's around belt high, a little bit above that, most hitters see that and they will pop that up. It's a very difficult pitch to square up because you're out in front just enough and you get underneath the baseball quite often. Basically, it's a hanging breaking pitch, but it's high enough that difficult to square up. Remember the name Ricky Bonas, who was a pitcher for Milwaukee?
Milwaukee, yeah.
He perfected that pitch. He, believe me, I talked to him about it. He threw a slider that was just above the belt where he saw hitters would see that their eyes would get wide open, think they're going to crush it, but they get out in front and pop it up so often. And Garcia has incorporated that as part of his repertoire now because he doesn't overpower you anymore.
The game in Texas right now, Oakland and the Rangers scoreless in the top of the 5th inning. A couple of left-handers battling it out. C.J. Wilson for the Rangers. Josh Outman for Oakland. 1-2, a swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. 2 outs, second strikeout for Freddie Garcia. Brings up Bobby Wilson.
He stayed on top of that splitter right there. Perfect spot. You can see the grip. Key is recognized as a hitter, the lack of movement and rotation of the seams. You got to think in terms of if that baseball's starting at the knees, I got to let that one go because it's not going to stay in the strike zone. Force it up high enough where you can hit that ball well.
Bobby takes a breaking pitch down and away. Hitting 194 with a home run and 7 runs batted in. 7 doubles as well. Bobby got to start Wednesday against Seattle. Went over 2 in that game. Haas was still over first base at the infield base hit to start this second inning. A ball and a strike on Wilson with Ibarb, leadoff man, on deck. Callaspo takes off. The check swing didn't go. The throw from Montero is in time. So there's the first caught stealing of the year for Alberto Callasco. 2 in the book, still 2-1 Angels. Top of the third inning, the Angels up by the score of 2-1. Brett Gardner to lead things off here against Irvin Santana. Take a look at the American League playoff races. Halo's a game and a half back. You see the score at the bottom there. The Rays, however, leading the Red Sox 8-1. That game now in the top of the 7th inning. And the Tampa Bay Rays look like they're in a position to pick up yet another game on the Red Sox in the American League wild card. A win today for Tampa Bay, they will be 3.5 back.
Don't they have 3 more games up in Boston? And the way they're playing right now, there's got to be some stress in Beantown.
Gardner takes a strike on the top part of the strike zone. Brett Gardner in this series 0 for 6. 3 strikeouts, a .261 average, 7 home runs, and 35 runs batted in. One ball, 1 strike. Santana, 4 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed. Both hits coming to the left-handers, Robinson Cano and Eric Chavez, who had an RBI single. Cano advancing on a wild pitch on the strikeout of Montero. 2 balls and 1 strike. This game wraps up this homestand. Halos winning all 3 series against the Twins, Seattle, and now the Yankees. 3 balls and 1 strike. The Angels going out on the road now for 11 days, which will include 10 games. 3 in Oakland, 3 in Baltimore, 4 in Toronto. 3-1 pitch. Gardner takes a walk. Leadoff man on board for the 2nd consecutive inning. And one of the most affordable ways to see the Angels play is with the JetBlue Friends and Family Pack. This deal includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $44. The last Friends and Family Pack games are September 23rd through the 25th against the Oakland A's. To purchase your tickets, visit the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com/funpack.
When that walk to Gardner puts a lot of pressure now on Santana and the defense. Gardner with 43 stolen bases in 55 attempts. It also means Jeter's going to get a lot more fastballs more than likely here to try to prevent that potential stolen base.
Jeter 0 for 1. He struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Texas, by the way, as far as their schedule is concerned, they have an off day tomorrow. They'll stay at home to take on the Cleveland Indians for 3 beginning on Tuesday. And then they'll go out on the road to take on Seattle and Oakland. They have 3 more against the Mariners at home before coming here to finish off the season, September 26th through the 28th. Now straight back into Bobby Wilson. It's no balls and a strike. Larry Vanover checking in on Wilson, making sure he's all right. Gardner with a leadoff walk stands at first. The ball's at a strike on Jeter. Another great crowd here this afternoon. 41,000 plus Friday night, 42,000 plus last night. Oh, 1 breaking ball smothered by Wilson. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
See, that leadoff walk slows down the pace of the game for Urbanel. Had to pay attention to Gardner at first base. Vary your times to the plate. Hold the baseball. Gardner at one point this season was successful in 22 straight stolen base attempts. He's a guy that's very good as far as getting a good lead and successfully stealing the bag.
Gardner takes off. The pitch is down low. The throw out from Wilson is in time. Brett Gardner thrown out for the first out here in the third.
Well, you talk about a quick transfer and quick release. Bobby Wilson, extremely fast on that one. Pretty good jump too from Gardner. Fastball in the inner half, but perfect throw and good tag. Placed on by Howie.
And when Gardner took off, it looked like he had a pretty good jump. Wilson with a pretty good pitch to handle in. 2-1 to Jeter. Soft liner towards second base. Howie has it. 2 outs.
Talk about that very good range, and Howie's played an exceptional second base this year.
There's Curtis Granderson with 2 outs, nobody on. Wilson wants an appeal, but Tony Randazzo says he did not go. Granderson lifts it foul and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Granderson in his first at bat grounded out to Mark Trumbo. That fastball misses up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pace a little bit better with nobody on. It's Granderson. The ground one to Howie Kendrick. Nice job by Irvin Santana as we hit to the bottom of the third. The Angels still up. Of the third with the Angels up 2-1. Wilson was at the plate when Alberto Callaspo was thrown out to end the second, trying to steal second base. First pitch fastball's in for a strike. Bobby getting the majority of the starts with Irvin Santana on the mound. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. And it is 0-2. 41 pitches thrown by Freddie Garcia. 31 have been strikes. Been around the zone. One and two now.
And that's the thing. He's become more of a strike thrower. Before, when he had that overpowering fastball, he could afford to, if the situation came around, he walked the guy, he could get the big strikeout. Now he spots the fastball, tries to get you swing and miss on the split finger fastball.
2-2 now. Texas has scored a run in the bottom of the fifth inning. They lead Oakland 1-0. Still batting. Full count. That series up in Oakland, which begins tomorrow night. The Angels will have Joel Pinheiro going for them. Gio Gonzalez, a lefty for the Athletics. Tuesday night, Jerome Williams against Guillermo Moscoso. Then on Wednesday afternoon, Jared Weaver against Rich Harden.
Well, Gio has been exceptionally good against the Angels this year, especially up there in Oakland.
A little dribbler up the third base line. No play for Eric Chavez. An infield base hit for the second straight inning. The Angels have had their leadoff man on board in all three innings so far.
It's going to look like a line drive in the box score, though. Good at bat, though, for Bobby. Fell behind 0-2, but then got himself back into the count at 3-2 and hits a dribbler down the line because Chavez is going to play back at that point. It's an infield hit.
Here's Ibar, leadoff man. Got a base hit to right field to start the Angels' bottom of the first. Chavez guarding against the bunt, way in at third. Drops the bunt on the third base side. Bare hands it, throws to first, and Ibar legs it out. An infield base hit. Well, even with Chavez playing in on the grass, probably about 10 feet inside the cut of the grass, Ibar just deadened that ball beautifully, and it was going to be a tough play the whole way.
Boy, he did everything he could on that ball. Chavez coming down on the bunt, but it was a perfect bunt by Eric Ibar. And then turning on the afterburners, beats it out for an infield hit. Chavez did a nice job on the bare hand to throw, but Ibar beats it out. Another bunt hit for the Angels.
So first and second with nobody out, Howie Kendrick at the plate. Howie with the two-run home run in the first inning. So the breaking pitch misses away. Garcia thought he caught the outside corner. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
And that great career numbers, although he started off slow against the Yankees this year, in this series starting to swing the bat better.
The 1-0 pitch. Shoots this one down the line, but foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And now it's time for our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Howie Kendrick back in the first inning. Fastball, middle of the plate, drives it the other way for a 2-run home run. His 16th of the season, which is a career high. That was a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Howie now with 54 runs batted in. He's got Bobby Wilson at second and Ibar at first. 1-1 pitch. Shows a bunt, pushes it over to Freddie Garcia, as only plays to first. Howie will get credited with a sacrifice bunt as Wilson advances to third and Ibar to second.
This is some serious Mike Scioscia little ball right here. An infield hit, a bunt single, and then a sacrifice bunt.
So Abreu will step in. Yankees will play their corner infielders in, middle infielders back, and their outfield very shallow all the way around. Abreu popped out to Derek Jeter in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1.
And most likely the contact play is on for the Angels if it's in the certain part of the infield, but it's going to be difficult for Bobby if it's off the end of the bat by Abreu to Chavez at third base to score. More apt to maybe stay back if it's a ground ball in the infield, and especially in the corners.
Teixeira drops back a couple of steps at first. And the first pitch, breaking ball is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 punch outs for Freddie Garcia. The 2 hardest balls hit for the first 2 of the game. The Ibar single to right field, and then the Kendrick home run to right center field. Angels getting those 2 runs in the first. Yankees getting a run in the second. Eric Chavez with an RBI single that scored Robinson Cano. Breaking ball. That was a strike. 1-1. One pitch. Bobby lays off, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Garcia wants an appeal, and Tony Randazzo said he did not go.
Freddie likes to take time in between each pitch. There's no question. I mean, what, Fausto, Carmona, the Indians, that would be a battle who was quicker to throw the baseball.
I think Fausto. Two-1. Abreu pulls it foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Freddie Garcia originally in the Houston Astros organization. That's when they were signing guys left and right out of Venezuela. Bobby Abreu being one of those guys as well.
I worked out that trade, Seattle with Houston.
Carlos Guillen and Freddie Garcia going to Seattle.
And John Halama in that deal too.
Yeah. Randy Johnson going to the Astros. Trade deadline deal in '98. Two. Bobby lays off and gets by Montero. That will bring home a run. Wilson scores. It's 3-1
Angels. Fourth wild pitch of the season for Freddie, but a play right there, a pitch that Montero, when he gets more playing time, should be in position to keep that ball in front of him.
Garcia charged with a wild pitch.
A little bit late as far as getting the glove down and the body in position to keep it in front of him.
Yankees now bring their infield in. A full count on Abreu. Ibar standing at third. Payoff pitch. Bobby is swinging a miss, and a breaking pitch down and in. 2 outs.
Stay away from the fastball the entire at bat. And the split finger fastball. Either going split finger fastball, changeup, or slider.
Here's Torrey Hunter, hit a fly ball to Curtis Granderson in the first inning. Takes the off-speed pitch down low. Picked up that 20th home run last night. George Cantos made his major league debut for the Yankees last night. One ball, 1 strike.
Well, he's got some great action on that split finger fastball. That ball started around belt high on Torrey and almost hit the dirt. And
that to me is the prototypical split fingered fastball. Unlike what we were talking about last night with Dan Hare. This more of a tumbler that kind of has that dive bomb action at the very end. This one grounded over to Chavez. The third baseman has it. And Hunter is retired for the third out, but the Angels get a run on the wild pitch. Bobby Wilson scoring after getting that infield base hit through 3. The Angels lead it 3-1. Score 3-1 as always in the fourth inning. It's time now for our AT&T trivia question. This one having to do with the 3,000 hit club. Which 4 members of that club played for the Angels? Urban Santana here in the fourth inning against the Yankees, facing 3, 4, and 5 to Teixeira, Cano, and Montero. Urban with 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits allowed, both hits coming in the second. Swinging a miss on the high fastball. That's no balls to the strike.
Boy, challenging. First pitch fastball up.
Just missed in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Urban fell behind on Teixeira. 3 balls and no strikes before getting him on the strikeout in that first inning. Good off-speed pitch there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Texas is now leading Oakland 4-0. Adrian Beltre with a 2-run home run. Game in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2. Got him looking on the outside corner. Down goes Teixeira. There's out number 1. Speaking of the strikeout pitch, let's go back to the first inning.
And the grip, that middle finger on the seam of the baseball for the slider to be able to put all that pressure in and to be able to have a downward action. Gets a swing and miss against Jeter. Same spot. The wrist is in perfect position to snap. Look at the difference in the spin of that baseball as compared to what we show with Garcia in the split finger fastball. Not a lot of movement in the seams. A true slider like Urban has, a lot of movement in that seam.
This one hit high and deep to right field. Robinson Cano has himself a solo home run, his second hit of the game. And it's 3-2 Angels. 25th home run of the year for Cano. His 106th run batted in.
22nd home run this season Urban Santana has allowed. Slider, but this time I think it was a curveball more than a slider here. Got on top and it ended up backing up on him and got the middle part of the plate. And Cano doesn't miss mistakes. One of the best swings you're going to see in the game. Takes advantage of a mistake by Urban.
Jesus Montero takes the breaking ball for a strike. Montero 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. foul off to the right. It's quickly no balls, 2 strikes.
And that's one thing about Urban. Has a very good slider, but he will also throw curveballs to the left-handed batters. And the off-speed pitch has been very effective against the Yankees. If it's on the outer half of the plate, they got too much of the inner half against Cano.
Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. Down goes Montero, 2 outs.
Remember after the first game when we hit the home run against Jerry, we thought a slider would be an effective pitch against Montero. That's what Urban's been able to throw against him on 2 punch-outs so far in the game. Very good on the low fastball.
Eric Chavez gives this one a ride out to center field. Peter Borges going back, can't make the catch. It goes off his glove. Chavez on his way to second. He is in there with what will more than likely be ruled as a double.
Most difficult play for a center fielder. A baseball hit right over your head. You react, go back on the baseball. Tough to track that way. The play that Peter Borges will tell you, he's only going to make that play right into the sun. You see right there as the baseball's coming down right into the sun as he looks up to try to make that play. Chavez has real good numbers against Urban. 11 for 30.
Got 2 hits in this game with a single, a double, and an RBI. Andrew Jones takes outside. Jones a strikeout victim in the second. Hitting 242 on the year, 11 home runs, and 29 runs batted in. One ball, 1 strike. Andrew got the start in right field in Friday's game. Went 0 for 2. And also had a walk. One pitch. Jones fouls at the plate. 1-2. 4 hits allowed by Santana. They've all been picked up by 2 guys. Cano with 2 knocks. Chavez now with 2 knocks. 6 strikeouts and a walk. The 1-2. Fastball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, a lot of times when you see Urban go up the ladder with the fastball, he'll follow that right back with a slider down and away.
2-2 on its way. Challenger with a fastball up at 94.
With a swing like that, I think you're going to come back with a slider now down and away. He was right on that fastball.
This one bounced foul up the third base side. Now the Rays getting ready to put the finishing touches on the Boston Red Sox. That game in the 8th inning, 9-1 Rays. Tigers won again. Defeated Minnesota 2-1. Toronto beat Baltimore. Those couple of games are finals. A full count now on Jones with Eduardo Nunez on deck. Payoff pitch. Just missed outside. It's a walk. Second of the game. Keeps the inning alive for Nunez. Runners at first and second.
Like just off the outside corner. Pretty good eye by Andrew Jones not going after that pitch.
.61 pitches thrown by Irvin. 38 have been strikes. A meeting here with everybody. The Tigers have pretty much just put it into cruise control. Came in it today with a 9.5 game lead over the Chicago White Sox. White Sox getting beaten right now by the Cleveland Indians, so they would fall to 10.5 back.
Need Cleveland to keep playing well, though. They play Texas coming up soon.
Beginning on Tuesday down in Texas. There's Nunez, who got the start in right field last night. Gets the start at second base today. It's a slider down in the dirt. Robinson Cano serving as the DH today. I think he likes that role. 2 for 2. Going 1 for 7 in the first 2 games of the series against Weaver and Herron. Fouled straight back. Santana got away with a mistake there. Even to count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Again, a little bit too quick, dropping his elbow on that slider. Got it right over the middle of the plate. Fortunately enough, fouled it straight back. See that location, that pitch, not where you want a slider.
The 2-1 pitch upstairs. Herbert can't find the strike zone now with a fastball. It's 3-1 with Gardner on deck. Charles Gardner with a 2-out double by Chavez. The ball that went off the glove of Peter Borges in center, then got ahead of Andrew Jones before walking him. The 3-1 pitch. Walked him. Now they're loaded up.
Looked like he completely lost feel for that fastball. Talked about the need against the Yankees not give free pass away. That's the 3rd walk of the game for Urban against the Yankees here.
Yankees have picked up a total of 3 walks combined in the first 2 games of the series. Getting ready to throw his 25th pitch here in the 4th. Gardner drew a walk in the 3rd inning.
Boy, it's so difficult to throw a fastball for a strike when you start aiming the pitch.
Cayaswell playing in at 3rd base, has his Trumbo at 1st. Gardner lifts one out towards center field. Borges dead in his tracks, makes the catch. The inning comes to an end. The Yankees do get a run on Robinson Cano's 25th home run of the year as we hit the bottom of the 4th. 3-2 Angels. AT&T. By your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. and by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. Halos up by the score of 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 10th anniversary of the attacks on September the 11th. Nice to see the way the Angels handled things pregame ceremony-wise. Mark Trumbo to lead things off. A strikeout victim in the first. Cues this one off the end of the bat. Garcia has it going to his left. One out. Let's go back to our AT&T trivia question. There's 4 members of the 3,000 hit club played for the Angels.
Rod Carew's got to be in there. Eddie Murray. Dave Winfield. Ricky Henderson.
So 1 out, nobody on for Alberto Callaspo at a infield base hit leading off the second inning. That was thrown out trying to steal. Swings first pitch, fouls it back. One ball, one strike. Peter Borges on deck. It's 1-2 now. There you go. 7 men the Yankees sent to the plate in the fourth inning, the most guys that it sent up in any one inning of the series. Weaver and Heron limiting the Yankees offense. Pitch down and in. Never once in the first 2 games putting up more than 4.
And those two are very good friends, but they talk a lot about how to pitch against batters. And I think you can learn so much from a teammate who had success against either a player or a club at some point. You learn a lot from them.
Outside, full count now.
It's like you see hitters a lot of times will say, what does this pitcher feature out there? What's he try to get you out with? And you learn from that. Just a little quick conversation.
3-2, and he lost it. 1 out walk. First of the game for Freddie Garcia. Hey kids, on September 24th, the Angels host the Oakland A's. That's a 6:05 start. All kids in attendance will receive an Angels gumball machine, courtesy of Union Bank. Visit the Angels Stadium ticket office or angels.com to purchase your tickets today. Gumballs, not jawbreakers.
Gumballs, yes.
Borges hit a fly ball to center field, his first A base. He's 0 for 1. Takes a fastball for strike. That's probably the one and only fastball that Peter might see in this at bat.
And that's what I just closed my eyes because that was a good fastball to drive for Peter Borges. And now he's going to adjust to all speed pitches.
Skies this one down the left field line. That ball's hit well. Gardner toward the corner. Gone! Big fly for Peter Borges. 5-2 Angels.
Well, Peter Borges adjusted to that split finger fastball that ran down and in, dropped the head of the bat, hit it out of the ballpark. 11th home run of the season. Well, that's one of those pitches, too. If you're going to throw that split-finger fastball, you have to make sure you get that ball down. Ball was lower half, but on the inner half of the plate, and Peter Borges made him pay for that mistake.
11th home run of the season for Peter Borges, now with 38 runs batted in. And he made the adjustment, as you pointed out. Here's Mike Trout, the 1-0. Takes a breaking pitch for a strike.
Well, so often we've seen the offense respond when a pitcher has given up a run. We always talk about get right back on there, put the pressure back on the defense of your opponent. Doing so, a walk, good at bat for Callaspo, then a home run by Borges. Right away responding to the Yankees' home run by Cano, but a home run of their own. Boy, 45 extra base hits this season for Peter Borges.
2-1 pitch. Trout pulls one, and Chavez snags it going to his left. 2 outs. 6-time Gold Glover able to make that play. So Trout now 0 for 2, and Bobby Wilson will come to the plate.
When healthy, Chavez one of the best fielding third basemen you're going to see around. Reacted well on that one by Trout.
Bobby Wilson with an infield base hit in the 3rd inning, came around to score. Ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Two and one. Couple of 2-run home runs tonight. Howie Kendrick in the 1st inning. Borges here in the 4th. Bobby grounds this one to short. Jeter has it. Low throw dug out by Teixeira. The inning comes to an end, but Peter Borges picks up his 11th home run of the season down the left field line. 4 complete. The Angels lead is now 5-2. Top of the 5th inning, the Angels up by the score of 5-2. Evan Santana concluding his warm-up tosses here. He'll be facing the top of the order. Jeter, Granderson, and Teixeira after getting Brett Gardner to fly out to center field to end the Yankees' 4th with the bases loaded. Jeter's 0 for 2. A strikeout victim in the 1st, lined out softly to Howie Kendrick in the 3rd. Breaking pitch. 1 ball, no strikes.
And getting around in some of those breaking pitches now. Not staying on top early when we showed him striking out Jeter and Teixeira in that 1st inning. He was really on top of that baseball as far as snapping the slider. Last few innings getting underneath that pitch.
This one is a 1-hopper past Ibar and into center field. Leadoff base hit for Jeter. 10-game hitting streak for him now. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Angels. Third time in this game the Angels or Yankees have gotten their leadoff man on board. They did in the second and third innings. Curtis Granderson swinging first pitch, hammers one out to deep right field, and that one is gone. A 2-run shot for Granderson. And again, it's a 1-run lead. It's 5-4 Angels. First hit of the series for Curtis Granderson is his 39th home run of the year.
Baseball carries much better during the day, but when you make a mistake, boy, so often they've been very effective as far as going away and off the plate, off speed. This time a fastball 91, middle of the plate and down, and Granderson does not miss that. 39th home run. 111th RBI.
Mark Teixeira takes a strike. Teixeira 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And Irvin, while trying to maintain a good pace, a quick pace, almost too quick as far as mechanics are concerned. This one bounced off the foot of Teixeira, and it's 1-2.
It's almost if the game is quickening up on him too fast here. You just take a breath, get back into the mechanics. We talked about him missing some spots.
1-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Teixeira. The hat trick for him today. One out.
Like a curveball on that pitch. I'm out in front.
As Robinson Cano twice has gotten a hit off Santana. Single in the second inning, a home run in the fourth. Lines one out towards center field, chasing Borges back. Peter tracks this one down, 2 outs.
Nice free by Borges getting back and making that play. That was a good swing by Cano. Another pitch down over the plate. Outer half is very effective against him, but if you get the middle of the plate and down, he's going to hit that ball well, and he did so, but Borges picks him up.
Here's Jesus Montero with 2 outs. Takes a slider on the corner for a strike. Oh for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. It's jammed with a fastball, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
That's a young hitter looking away for either a fastball or a slider, and gets a fastball right on his hands.
Another one. A missile into the seats on the first base side.
I always am a big believer in going back-to-back fastballs inside. Once you establish a fastball in, go right back in with another fastball. Most hitters look away in that spot. Now you can go slider away.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Montero. 8th strikeout of the afternoon for Santana, but he does give up a home run to Granderson, his 39th. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, the Angels up by a run. Bottom of the 5th inning, it's a 5-4. Angels lead. The home run prevalent in this one. Both teams with 2. Cano and Granderson for the Yankees. Kendrick and Borges for the Angels. Eric Ibar to lead things off here, followed by Howie Kendrick and then Bobby Abreu. Ibar 2 for 2, one of which was a bunt base hit. He's also scored a run. Slow curveball drops in for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch. Ibar swinging a miss in the off speed. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
Well, slow curveball, then a split finger fastball. Ibar trying to stay back long enough to make contact.
One ball, 2 strikes. 79 pitches now thrown by Garcia. 52 strikes. He's picked up 3 strikeouts, all swinging strikeouts. He's issued 1 walk. He's allowed 6 hits. The 1-2. Off speed pulled foul. Seldom do you really see a third baseman playing in on the grass with a batter that has 2 strikes on him, but I think Chavez is tired of the swinging base hits. And you're swinging bunt base hits, I should say.
And you will have a number of them, especially with a guy that has a split finger fastball like that, because if you're going to hit that ball, it's going to be off the end of the bat and roll down the third base line. Better to cut that off. Now, if you have a guy that has a good fastball goes away, you're going to play back at third base, but a guy with a split finger fastball or a slow curve, a lot of baseballs are going to be off the end of the bat and could be dribbling down the line. Better opportunity for him to come in and make a play.
Another 1-2 pitch. Ibar hits one toward the middle. Jeter's not going to get it. It's a 3-hit game for Eric Ibar. The leadoff man is on board. Hey, be sure to catch the Ford CIF Southern Section Game of the Week Friday night at 8 p.m. right here on Fox Sports West. This week, the top team of the Southland, Servite, takes on La Habra. The Friday night high school game of the week only on Fox Sports West. Hey, did Crenshaw win? Did they take care of business?
They lost by 1.
Well, so who do you got this week, big guy?
Servite.
La Habra?
Yeah, no, Servite. I'll take the road team again.
So I'm going with La Habra then. All right. I'm going against the grain.
I don't blame you.
Howie takes that pitch down low.
No confidence in my pick, do you?
None. Absolutely none.
Servite will pick me up there.
Yeah. Howie 1 for 1. It was a home run. His 16th of the year. A 2-run shot in the first. A sacrifice bunt in the third. Ibar's got a huge lead at first. Quick throw over there. Eric back in, standing up.
Boy, looking at him just before that, when he stepped back, the pitch before, the throw before, he started moving his shoulder before he stepped off the pitching rubber. That constitutes a balk. He got away with one. And he did it again, but this time he stepped off first before he turned his shoulder. You can't turn your shoulder, then step off.
One ball, 1 strike.
It's a real good view of this one here. See that shoulder opening up and then step off. It's really close, the timing of that one. And you cannot turn your shoulder and then step off. You step off first, then look over.
Quick throw over, and Ibar dives back in.
You're not even supposed to do it simultaneously with the turn of your shoulder and stepping off, but it's a very difficult call for an umpire to see that. But he's a veteran, trying whatever he can to slow down a running game against him.
Ibar again with a big lead. Ball on a strike on Kendrick. Takes that pitch outside. 2-1. Yankees have action going in their bullpen now. Corey Wade, the right-hander. Garcia at 85 pitches. There's Wade, who has not pitched in this series. Ibar takes off. The pitch is a swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Montero. It's a stolen base for Eric Ibar, his 28th of the year.
Talked about that could end up being a weakness for the Yankees now here. The catching position. Tried to be quick at the transfer, but did not come up with the baseball. Good jump anyhow by Ibar. He's probably going to be safe, especially on an off-speed pitch like that.
One shy of tying Eckstein. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nunez trying to keep Ibar close to the bag. And Howie shoots one out toward right center field. Granderson giving chase, trying to shade his eyes with his bare hand. It does so, makes the catch. Ibar advances to third and will stay there. And there's out number 1. Boy, Howie gave it a ride. For a moment there, I thought Granderson really was going to struggle with the sun.
You can see the communication said he's got it, but then the last second put his hand up there to be able to shield the sun. Barely saw that baseball go into his glove, but the bottom line, a productive out for Howie Kendrick. His approach was to hit the ball to the right side and almost got that baseball off the wall.
That'll bring the infield in for the Yankees. Great base running by Ibar, too. A lot of times we've seen this year guys way off the bag at second base, unable to get back and tag in advance. Ibar did so.
Bottom line is you're going to score anyhow,
yeah.
So be back there at the base so you can advance, be a third base, and now all of a sudden you bring the infield in.
Bobby's 0 for 2 against Freddie Garcia. Pop up and a strikeout. Takes the off-speed pitch down low.
Montero doesn't seem real comfortable blocking that pitch in the dirt either. Again, that's all about repetition behind the plate. Most times the catcher will have both of his arms to the side of his body to be able to use that to be able to keep the ball in front, along with the body down.
One 0 pitch. Bobby cues it foul out in front of the off speed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankees with 4 runs, 6 hits. They've left 4 guys on base. The Angels 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Halos have stranded 1. That was in the 3rd inning. And now is Ibar at third base. Two balls and a strike.
Even with a 2-1 count, you can't, if you're Bobby, anticipate anything other than an off-speed pitch, whether it's a curveball or a split-finger fastball. All speed.
Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike with Torrey Hunter on deck. Wade's ready to go on the Yankee pen. Three-one pitch. Bobby is swinging a miss.
And chasing something out of the strike zone.
A full count. The last time he had a full count was with Ibar standing at third base in the 3rd inning. Garcia threw him that little cut fastball or slider down and in. Abreu going down swing for one of the 3 strikeouts that Garcia's picked up today.
Split finger fastball here.
The 3-2. Bobby lays off and he draws the walk.
think Garcia wanted that pitch, but I think the ball was off the outside corner.
So runners at the corners now with still one out. Torrey Hunter coming up. Torrey in this one's 0 for 2. A fly ball to center and a ground ball to third. Season high in pitches thrown for Freddie, 112. That was back on May the 4th. For the most part, is a guy that has lived, I should say, this year as far as starts in the 90s, mid-90s, as far as pitch count at 93 now. Torrey 1 for 8 in this series. He got that one yesterday, his 20th home run. He's got Ibar at third and Abreu at first. It would not surprise me to see Abreu taking off at some point. Torrey swinging first pitch. No balls and a strike.
And you have to be patient at this point right here. He's trying to get you to swing at something away, hit the ball on the ground to shortstop. Get yourself in a better hitters count because he's going to be out of the ball game. If he walks Torrey, he's out of the game. So the best thing to do is be patient and get a fastball if you can.
Abreu with 18 stolen bases, been caught 4 times. Takes off. The pitch is in the dirt. 19 stolen bases.
That's huge because now it's going to force the infield in. Take away the potential ground ball double play.
Now Joe Girardi is going to go out. I guess the question would be, do you want to face Torrey? Would you rather go after the young guy in Trumbo who's on deck?
I've seen Girardi do that on occasion where he'll walk the veteran hitter and go for a young hitter, see if he'll chase something out of the strike zone for you. And again, set up a potential double play ball.
And Garcia's had Trumbo's number today with the off-speed pitches. Got him with a strikeout in the first inning. A bouncer back to the mound in the fourth. Here comes the intentional walk here, so they aren't going to load him up for Trumbo.
And it comes down to, for Mark Trumbo, exactly the same scenario with Torrey Hunter. You have to think in terms of first pitch. I don't have to be overly aggressive unless it's a mistake fastball. He's going to try to throw something slow, outer half, and look for a ground ball.
And there's ball 4. So they're loaded up now for Trumbo. Third walk of the game for Garcia to go with the 3 strikeouts. Ibar at third, Abreu at second, Hunter at first. Great speed on the bases for the Angels. Mentioned the 0 for 2 for Trumbo already today. The infield back at double play depth. The outfield a little bit further back than what they've been accustomed to playing in this series. Trumbo's the one guy that they certainly drop back a couple of steps on, including Granderson in center. First pitch on its way. Breaking ball missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Good patience. That would have been a tough pitch to hit and get through the infield.
You see by the slumping shoulders of Freddie Garcia wanting that first pitch strike. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. It gets by Montero. Ibar never saw the baseball, so he could not advance. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Said a number of times, Montero doesn't really feel comfortable blocking the baseball.
You saw where that ball shot to the right of Montero. That's basically down the line, so it's a difficult read for a base runner at third base.
You can't see that ball getting away from him at all. It's very tough. If you're not sure, you don't want to take that chance, especially when you got a guy up like Trumbo here. You want to give him an opportunity to drive you in.
And fortunately, Abreu and Hunter both held up, waiting to see what Ibar did. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the 5th. The Angels up by a run. 1-1. Lays off, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, I'm not so sure he's going to throw a strike to Trumbo. Even with the bases loaded, he's going to try to force Trumbo to be overly aggressive. Now it's up to Mark to sense that. Don't swing at anything starting at the knees.
Two 2-1. Down low, 3 balls and a strike. Three-one pitch popped up. Teixeira drifting back. Nunez calls him off. Nunez bobbled the first second there. And there's out number 2. As a matter of fact, it was going to be an out regardless. They'd called infield fly rule. So even if Nunez dropped the baseball. So there are 2 outs and the bases still loaded now for Alberto Callaspo. Callaspo with a single, a walk, and a run scored. Keep in mind, we saw a little bit of this in last night's game, even though it was a 6-0 Angels win early on. The Angels had plenty of opportunities against CC Sabathia. As a matter of fact, stranding 13 base runners, twice leaving the bases loaded. Garcia trying to work out of a jam. It all started with the base hit by Ibar. Kendrick hit that deep fly ball to right center field and walks to Abreu and Hunter. The first pitch, a strike.
Ibar will have a little better read on the pitch in the dirt with the left-handed batter up here too. Third base looking for that secondary lead. Garcia bounces one. You might see him try to score.
104 pitches by Garcia. The 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Garcia wants Montero to run through the signs once again. The 1-1. Alberto takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Two outs and a man in scoring position. Alberto Callaspo with a .328 average this year.
He's the guy that makes contact.
In the hole here, to ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. That's down in the dirt. Smothered by Montero. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Going through the signs here, want to make sure they're on the same page, just in case if there's another all-speed pitch in the dirt.
Two from Garcia. Outside, full count. The Angels will get the merry-go-round going here. Base runners will be off at the pitch with 2 outs. Ibar from third, Abreu from second, Hunter from first. Runners go on the 3-2. Ibar pulls it to the right side, I should say. Nunez has it. The inning comes to an end. The Halos load them up and can't cash them in. Through 5, Angels still lead at 5-4.
So often we talk about the split finger fastballs compared to our fork balls, similar grips, different rotation. Dan Heron more of a screwball type action. Garcia on the fork ball, not a lot of movement in the seam, but straight down as far as spot on that split finger fastball / fork ball. Both of them very effective down in the strike zone. And that was our Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Here at the top of the 6th inning, it'll be Chavez, Jones, and Nunez against NYA AT ANA. The first pitch is down low. A long bottom of the 5th inning. Freddie Garcia more than likely done after 5 innings and over 100 pitches thrown as Chavez takes a strike. Eric Chavez getting to stride at third base for the 2nd straight game. 2 for 2 today. RBI, single in the 2nd, a double in the 4th. This one bounced foul. Nick Kelleher with the nice barehanded grab. It's 1-2. Garcia had 109 pitches. But that 109th, a big one for the Yankees. Chaos put a ground out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Irvin on the other side has thrown 84 pitches, 52 for strikes, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. 6 hits allowed. This one popped up shallow left. Mike Trout coming on. 1 away. Fans, the Angels' wives and girlfriends have put together their annual Player Favorites basket for an online auction to raise money for the Angels Foundation. The baskets contain autographed game used items and items from the players' hobbies other than baseball. To bid on the baskets and for more information, log on to angels.com. Here's Andrew Jones, the right fielder. Mrs. Gooby put that basket together.
Yes. It's like Sam Perkins. What was his hobby? Sleeping?
Yeah.
That'll be mine. That's my hobby. Sleeping.
Put like a Barbie doll bed in that basket.
Why not? Go.
Andrew Jones with a strikeout and a walk. He's 0 for 1. Santana asking Larry Vanover if that pitch was in. 3 no down. And he walked Jones for the second straight plate appearance after striking him out in the second.
I mean, by Urban asking where that 3-0 pitch was told me that he's not real comfortable in the mound. You don't really see Urban react too often. And Mike Butcher going to go down to the bullpen. He's feeling the same thing. Just that sense that Urban is not real comfortable in the mound. It's like CC Sabathia last night. Did his job as far as keeping the Yanks in the game, but he just wasn't comfortable with his pitches. That happens even to the best of them.
Nunez takes a strike on the breaking ball. 0 for 1 today. Rolled into a fielder's choice in the second inning. He drew the walk in the fourth. Halo starting to get some action in the bullpen as Hisanori Takahashi begins to play catch. The Angels bullpen very well rested. You got to go back to Tuesday's game. The 2-1 Mariners win. The Angels used their bullpen, 4 guys pitching in that game. Relievers, that is. Jerome Williams went 8 innings on Wednesday. Weaver 8 innings Friday, and Heron the CG yesterday. Little number back to Santana, fires to second base, Ibar to one, relay to first, in time! Inning-ending double play. A terrific play by Eric Ibars. He was taken out hard by Andrew Jones. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The Angels up by a run.
The tumbling split finger fastball, inner half and down, and turns on it. Hits it out for a 2-run home run, his 11th home run of the season, and 37th and 38th RBI.
Well, as we start at the bottom of the 6th inning, the Angels up by the score of 5-4. Joe Girardi does indeed go to his bullpen. Corey Wade comes on now in place of Freddie Garcia. Went 5 innings today. Gave him 5 runs all earned on 7 hits. Wade pitching in his 32nd big league game, a 4-0 record, a 1.99 ERA.
And he's done a real good job. He's got one of the better changeups you're going to see from the right side in the American League. Fastball 88 to 90 range, but his changeup very good, as is his curveball.
Boy, with Kyle Farnsworth scuffling with the Tampa Bay Rays, you think the Rays could have used Wade? They let him go in June.
Surprised, because he is a guy that throws a ton of strikes too. 31 and 2/3 innings pitches, 7 walks. Keeps the ball in the ballpark, only 3 home runs allowed.
Bottom third of the order for the Angels here in the 6th inning. Borges, Trout, and Wilson. Breaking pitch is a called strike. Wade's thrown the ball really well the last 11 appearances, having allowed just 1 earned run, encompassing 10 1/3 innings. 7 strikeouts. There's that changeup. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
He sells that changeup so well. You can see by the arm action, you think as a hitter, fastball's coming, but you've got a changeup 78 to 80 range.
Missing down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wade began the season at AAA Durham. That's the affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays. Was 2-1 with a 1.23 ERA, 21 relief outings. And then was released on June the 12th. The off-speed pitch lifted in the air. Middle part of the infield. Mark Teixeira calls for it. Makes the catch for out number 1. Let's go back to the top of the inning. This is that double play ball that ended the inning. Watch Andrew Jones as he comes sliding in. He grabs, you don't see it there, but he grabs the foot of Eric Ibar and then pulls him down. This was after he threw the baseball. And Ibar's reaction is looking at the second base umpire, Dan Bellino, looking for the obstruction call.
Exactly, but it was well played by Urban Santana. He fielded that baseball and that chop, already turned his body in position as if he was a middle infielder to make that strong throw to Eric Ibar at second base. That's a very difficult double play ball, but it was done perfectly by Urban Santana because he turned his body to make the throw to second base.
One-0 pitch to Trout. Takes a fastball for a strike. Mike today is striked out in a lineout. So he's 0 for 2. Texas opening it up now on Oakland, 7-0. That game in the bottom of the 7th. As Trout swings through that one. 1-2. In the 7th for the Yankees, they'll have 9-1-2 coming up. Gardner, Jeter, and Granderson. Little number back to the pitcher. Wade gets rid of it quickly. 2 outs. So Bobby Wilson steps to the plate with 2 outs. Nobody on. Bobby with a base hit and a run scored. He's also grounded out. 1 for 2 game. Swinging first pitch, pops one up. Nunez, the second baseman, shading his eyes. Makes the catch. The Angels go down 8 ordered for the first time today. 6 complete. The Halos still up 5-4. Halos up by the score of 5-4. Brett Gardner to lead things off here against Ervin Santana, with action continuing in the bullpen for the Angels. Scott Downs now is the guy playing catch. Gardner with a walk and a fly ball to center field. He's 0 for 1. There's someone that's conflicted.
Still thinks he's moved for the Angels, though.
You caught that from that shot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She looked up and saw the Angels were up 5-4.
Oh, one of those.
Yes.
Fence sitter, if you will.
Yes.
Count even now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kayas went on the grass at third base. Rest of the infielders in a couple of steps with Gardner's good speed. 1-2.
Still good life on the fastball there. 92 for Urban.
Breaking pitch down and in. The 2 ball, 2 strike count. This one out towards center field. Borges lays up and they're playing on a hop. Leadoff single for Gardner. Fans, you ready to kick back in the best seats at the game? The Chevy Sweet Seats are up for grabs for you and 3 lucky guests. You can even score some sweet seats of your own in a brand new Chevy. For official rules and your chance to win, visit ChevyBaseball.com/Angels. There's Derek Jeter. A 1-for-3 game for Jeter. Extended his hitting streak to 10 games with the 5th inning base hit. Scored on the Granderson home run. One ball, no strikes. Gardner was caught stealing in the 3rd inning by Bobby Wilson. 13th time, pardon me, that has occurred this year. That also with Jeter at the plate. Irvin at 97 pitches right now. 58 have been strikes.
Looked like he was leaning to go there, Gardner. These are the times when you watch Weaver and Herron. They'll do a slide step right here. Throw out the timing of the base runner and the hitter.
2 balls and no strikes. Jeter lines one over the head of Howard Kendrick into the alley right center field. Borges picks it up, gets it back in. Gardner will be stopped at 3rd. The Yankees with runners at the corners here, nobody out. Mike Scioscia's coming out with Granderson coming up. Looks like Scott Downs will be called upon. .99 pitches for Santana. And here comes Downs, who has not pitched since September the 4th. That was against the Minnesota Twins a week ago. So pitching change. We're in the 7th. The Yankees with the first 2 guys on base. The Angels clinging to a 1-run lead. Angels baseball is brought to you by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. And by El Pollo Loco. Now for only $5, get one of 5 tasty combos. They are the combos other combos wish they could be. Catch them before they are gone. Back out here at the Big A. Still in the 7th inning. Brett Gardner at third base. Derek Jeter at first. Scott Downs comes on here, pitching in his 53rd game this season. A 6-2 record at 137 ERA. Facing Curtis Granderson, looking for that first down. Granderson 1 for 3. His first hit of the series came in the 5th, a 2-run home run off Irvin Santana. Ended up going 6 innings plus 2 batters, striking out 8, walking 4, and responsible for the 2 guys on base. First pitch, a sweeping breaking ball. This is down and away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Callaspo even with the bag at third base. Trumbo playing in front of Jeter at first. There's a strike, 1-1. Career numbers against Downs. Wilson sets up outside. There's the 1-1. Breaking pitch, down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I'd like to see Downs get another punch out against Granderson, but he's got to get him to swing at some of those breaking pitches that even up the count here and then get that swing and miss.
Outfield for the Angels playing Granderson to pull. Trout way off the line and left. Torrey deep and right. A 2-1, a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wilson again sets up outside the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Granderson. There's out number 1.
Well, now you have a chance with the share. A guy, if he hits the ball on the ground, you have a real good opportunity to get a double play after that nasty breaking ball to Granderson. Very effective spot, both right-handed and left-handed pitchers in the series. Down and away against Granderson. Inner half, he's been very quick on.
Here's Teixeira, an 0 for 3 night. 3 strikeouts for Teixeira. Jeter standing at first. Gardner still at third base, pardon me. Average-wise, Teixeira, much better hitter from the right side, 303 compared to the 222 from the left. And the first one. They strike at the knees. Downs has held left-handed hitters to a 167 average, right-handers 211. Oh, one pitch. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Robinson, Cano on deck. Gardner started this inning off with a base hit to center. Jeter followed up with a base hit to the alley at right center field. Borges doing a nice job at cutting that ball off and keeping Gardner at third. Here's the 1-1. Teixeira hits one in the air to deep right center field. Borges drifting back on it. It's deep enough to score a run. Borges drops the baseball. Gardner will score. Jeter is coming into third, and the throw goes to third, and the Yankees are on top by the score of 6-5. So Peter Borges compounds the issue after dropping the baseball by not throwing it to the cutoff man. Jeter was going to be stopped at third. So instead of 2 outs in a tie game and a man at first base, the Angels have given the Yankees the lead, and there's still only 1 out with a man at third.
It looked like at the last second he closed the glove before the baseball was in there, hits the top of the glove.
It's an error all the way on Borges' 4th of the year. The infield is in. Those runs. Coming across. 2 runs here in the 7th. Here's Cano swinging first pitch. Grounds one to Kendrick. Bobbles at first, second. He throws out Cano for round number 2. No RBIs for Teixeira. He gets 1 RBI on that. Would have been a sacrifice fly. This is the second time in this series in which the Yankees have had the lead. Jesus Montero put him up in the 3rd inning of Friday night's game, 1-0. The shutout yesterday. Now the 2 runs here in the 7th. Give the Yankees a 6-5 lead. Bobby Cazaval loosening now. Jesus Montero, the catcher, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Intentional walk coming here. Again, the Angels were able to get away with it yesterday, but how big is that bases loaded 1 out situation in the 5th now, which the Angels unable to score. Trumbo popping out, Kayaspa grounding out.
And then you look back in the 3rd inning, man on 3rd with 1 out too, and a strikeout to Bobby Abreu. Those type of things you have to capitalize against the Yankees to distance yourself from them. They have that type of capabilities to get right back in the game with their offense, even with some of the guys not in that lineup.
Yeah, the Angels 0 for 5 with men in scoring position today. So Eric Chavez stepping up now with runners at first and third. A 2 for 3 game for Chavez, with all 3 of his at-bats coming against Santana. 1 ball, no strikes. The RBI that Chavez picked up in the second inning is 22nd of the year. Missed a considerable amount of time due to injuries. But when he has played, has been effective for the Yankees. And some third and some first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Chavez fouls him back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Certainly plenty of baseball left for the Angels to come back, take the lead in this game. But Scott Downs, important hitter right here to keep it close. Done his job so far. He needs to come through and pick up his defense right here. They've been great all season long. That's your job now as a pitcher, to pick them up.
Lays off the breaking ball, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Chavez missing 71 games due to a broken bone in his foot. Teixeira standing at third base and Montero at first. Even to count at 2-2 with that foul tip. Halos at the top of the order, due up at the bottom of the 7th. 2-2. Got him looking on the outside corner of the inning. Comes to an end, but the Yankees score 2 runs on a couple of hits. 1 big error by Peter Borges, and they leave 2 on. 7th inning stretch time, and the Yankees lead at 6-5 as we turn things over to David Courtney.
As we do every Sunday, and especially on this day of remembrance, ladies and gentlemen, pay tribute to the men and women who serve our country at home and around the world, and those we lost 10 years ago today. Prior to singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," would you please welcome Tim Fisher of the Garden Grove Fire Department to sing "God Bless America."
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide we've flown. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Ford dealers. Wally Joyner, for 7 seasons an Angel favorite, including his incredible rookie year in '86 when Angel Stadium turned into Wally World.
We were playing the Tigers, and my first at bat, I'm walking up to hit, and out rolls this huge sign in right field that says, Detroit Tigers, welcome to Wally World. And it stuck, and it was wonderful.
Bottom of the 7th inning, the Yankees on top by the score of 6-5. Pinstripers have brought on a new reliever. It's Rafael Soriano taking over for Corey Wade. Soriano signing to a 3-year deal in the offseason, pitching down his 34th game, a 2-2 record, a 4.45 ERA after having a terrific season last year, 45 saves, leading the American League.
Big fastball, 94 to 97 range, slider, changeup.
Facing the top of the order, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Bobby Abreu. Corey Wade went 1 inning, all zeros for him. 2 pop-ups and a comebacker to the mound. Breaking pitch, first pitch is down and in. Ibar 3 for 3 today, 3 singles, including 1 bunt base hit. He's also picked up a stolen base, his 28th. That was in the 5th inning. Ibar fouls it off the left. Chopper toward third. Chavez to his left has it. And Ibar is retired for the first out.
We talked about him playing in to be able to cut off that angle, to be able to make a play on the ball. Get to that part of the infield. Chavez did a nice job of fielding that ball.
Here's Howie Kendrick with 1 out, nobody on. That's 6 in a row retired by the Yankees pitchers. Since that intentional walk to Torrey Hunter to load the bases in the 5th. Howie today 1 for 2, a home run in the 1st, a fly to center in the 5th, and a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Soriano throwing to a new catcher. Jesus Montero no longer in the game. Austin Romine making his major league debut. Andrew's brother. Howie fouls it off to the right.
One thing you look at, obviously, the offensive numbers for the Yankees. Well, their strength of their team really is their bullpen. Their bullpen ERA 3.10. So they do a good job so far coming in.
Two-one pitch. Now he fouls it back. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Soriano missed 63 games this year with right elbow inflammation. Activated off the DL on July 29th. 2-2. Chopper toward the hole. There's a base hit. A 1-out knock for Kendrick, his 2nd hit of the game. So Bobby Abreu comes to the plate now. Abreu's popped out, struck out, walked and stolen a base. Abreu looking at a fastball for a strike.
Again, that was a pretty good fastball to drive if you're Bobby. That ball was up high enough where you can crush that ball to left center field.
Soriano, 31 years of age, originally in the Mariners system. Bobby Fouls that one back into the mid of Romine. It snowballs at 2 strikes. Originally getting to the big leagues in 2002. The starter back in those days. Did not become a full-time reliever until, I should say, 06. 3 seasons with Atlanta, 1 with the Rays. 0-2 pitch. Up and in. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Torrey Hunter's on deck. The game in Texas now in the top of the 9th inning. Rangers still leading Oakland 8-1. Bobby fouls it off. Austin on the left, Andrew on the right.
Austin was voted the best defensive catcher in the Yankee system. Very good as far as defensive skills.
Still a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Austin, a 2nd-round pick in 2007 by the Yankees. The bulk of the season at Double-A. And that would lead you to believe that Russell Martin's going to miss some time. Martin last night taking a foul ball off the right thumbnail. Good little battle here between Abreu and Soriano. Kendrick with a 1-out base hit, standing at first base. The Halos with 2 runs in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth. The Yankees with solo runs in the 2nd and 4th innings, 2 in the 5th and 2 in the 7th. Another 1-2, and that's outside. This gets away from Romine.
Howie with 13 stolen bases. You wonder if Mike Scioscia will press the issue here with a youngster making his debut today. Major league level behind the plate. You see Soriano with some movement on the fastball, makes it more difficult to catch.
Gardner playing Abreu toward the foul line and left and very shallow. Granderson toward the alley and left center field. The 2-2. Bobby fouls it back.
We need a better swing at that fastball. He's timing it. Same pitch pretty much every single time. 9 pitches will be the 9th pitch coming up. A lot of fastballs at 94 away. Shook off a couple fastballs, going all speed.
Inside, a full count.
Kind of believe that Howie's going to be going here now with 1 out, 3-2 count.
One out here, the bottom of the 7th, down by a run. Kendrick takes off. The 3-2 is lined over the head of Jeter into left center field. Howie does not stop running, ends up at 3rd. Good piece of hitting by Abreu. And the Angels have runners at the corners with 1 out. Hunter coming up.
Well, you can just sense that Bobby was going to get a good at bat there. The more pitches he saw, he was timing that 94-mile-an-hour fastball much better as it went along, and then gets a fastball out over the plate. And with Howie going, shoots it into left center field, and Howie's able to get into 3rd base.
And now a conversation with Jeter, Nunez, Romine, and Soriano. Tying run at 3rd base. That's Howie Kendrick. Abreu standing at first. Torrey 0 for 2. Fly ball to center. The ground out and an intentional walk. Lays off the first pitch. Looked like Soriano trying to overthrow the fastball there, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, he really quickened up his delivery. So that arm out in front, cut it across his body and well off the plate.
One 0 pitch. Torrey takes downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0, check swing. Did he go? He did. Ryan Gorman rings him up 2-1.
Boy, Torrey just guessed long. He was going to get a fastball. Soriano ran it in on the hands area, and Torrey cannot hold off from the swing. The importance of coming back in this game right now.
2-1 pitch. Torrey fouls it off to the right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Couple of 1-out base hits, putting runners at the corners. And Torrey skies one down the right field line. Andrew Jones giving chase, but this one's going to land in the seats. Soriano running that fastball up and in on Hunter.
Twice during this at bat, he's done that. And I'm not so sure he's trying to do that necessarily, being quick to the plate. A slide step to be, as far as his times to play, quicker, and he's dropping his elbow and getting that fastball up. We're trying to pick up the team, and of course Peter Borges.
2-2, almost hit him. Full count. Dino Abel getting the signs from Mike Soshin. Now we'll flash him across the diamond to Torrey. Kendrick taking a look, as is Hunter. We saw Trumbo on deck.
I wonder if they're going to send Abreu here.
Bobby goes, a 3-2, a swing and a miss. Bobby stopped and eventually gets to second base. Romine decided not to throw down. And Abreu stopped between first and second. I don't know if Girardi's going to argue interference or what have you, but that was not the call by Larry Vanover. Not sure why Abreu even stopped.
You never stop. You go through.
Little stutter step.
Pretty fortunate there wasn't called interference there on Torrey. As he crossed the plate, if Romine hits him, Bobby's going to be called out.
I'm not sure why you're stopping in that scenario there. Trying to get in a rundown?
That's the only thing you can think of there.
So runners at second and third, 2 outs now. Mark is 0 for 3. A strikeout, a ground out, and a pop-up. First pitch. Breaking pitch cued off the end of the bat. Teixeira's got it. The inning will come to an end. The Angels waste another opportunity. 7 complete, and the Yankees up by a run. report card on this game.
Well, it's one of those battles. 2-run home run by Howie Kendrick, Peter Borges. Yankees with their power themselves. Cano, Granderson. They get 203 this season, which is most in Major League Baseball. Angels with 80 wins this year. They had 80 all of last season. Still an opportunity to get number 81 today. Bobby Casabal now on the mound for Mike Scioscia and the Angels to try to keep it a 1-run deficit.
Bobby takes over for Scott Downs, who went 1 inning, struck out 2. Had 1 intentional walk. 26 years of age today. He'll be facing the bottom third of the order. Jones, Nunez, and Gardner. Andrew Jones today, 0 for 1, a strikeout victim in the second, but he's drawn 2 walks. The first pitch is in for a strike. Casabal last pitched on Monday against Seattle. Breaking pitches outside. 1 inning, picked up a couple of strikeouts. Jones rolls it foul. It's 1-2. The Angels in the bottom of the 8th inning, more than likely to face Dave Robertson. Kayaspa, Borges, and Trout. 6, 7, and 8 for the Angels. But again, the men left on base. 2 big opportunities. 3 really. 6 stranded today. This one bounced over to third. Kayaspa pulls back on it. Low throw. Trumbo has it. There's out number 1.
Long throw by Kayaspa. Good scoop by Trumbo at first base. Yeah, getting back to what you just said, Victor, opportunities against the Yankees. 2 things. The recipe to beat the Yankees, when you have an opportunity to score, you have to do whatever it takes to get those run across. And, of course, don't give up free passes on the offensive side for them, because if you walk batters, more base runners are very effective as far as getting their clutches themselves.
Eduardo Nunez, the second baseman, steps in, swings first pitch, and fouls it off. Oh, 1 outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8 hits for the Yankees, 9 for the Angels. 1 big error. Came in the 7th. Robertson was already up and playing catch in the bottom of the 7th inning. He'll be coming on in the 8th. Way Girardi likes to play it. Soriano to Robertson to Mariano Rivera. As Casabal misses inside, it's 3-1. Halos needing a victory to remain a game and a half back of Texas. They defeated Oakland today. Nunez bounces this one over to third. Kayaspa has to hurry, gets rid of it quickly, and they get the Speedy Nunez for out number 2.
What a transfer. We gloved at a throwing hand on that chopper by Kayaspa. So quick. Fields the ball, throws it all in one motion. Nunez gets down the line extremely quick. Kayaspa does a great job coming in on that baseball. Transfer so quick. Firm throw, gets him by half a step.
There's Brett Gardner with 2 outs and nobody on. Gardner had that leadoff single to start the 7th for the Yankees. Came around to score one of the 2 runs. His run would have scored regardless if Borges made the catch or not. Fly ball hit deep enough. One ball, no strikes. Only other game still going on in the American League is Kansas City and Seattle. The game of the ninth. Everything else a final. Tigers, Blue Jays, Rays, Indians, Rangers, all winners today.
Well, Caswell done a nice job so far getting 2 ground ball outs, but this is the guy you want to force to hit the ball on the ground also. Want to throw strikes to him.
Line just went out to right field. Torrey goes back a couple of steps, makes the catch in a 1-2-3 inning for Bobby Caswell. We hit to the bottom of the 8th. Dave Robertson coming on for the Yankees to face Callaspo. Borges and Trout for the Yankees up by a run. Interesting move here by Joe Girardi. Robinson Cano got to start at DH, who's now in at second base. So the pitcher's spot, and the pitcher will have to bat, or at least someone in that spot will have to bat. It's in the 8 hole. Eduardo Nunez no longer in the game. Dave Robertson takes over on the mound.
And Robertson, we saw him earlier in the series here. Fastball 90 to 94, curve, and changeup. Very good changeup at his swing and miss pitch. That curveball, but he also spots the fastball extremely well.
So no more DH for Joe Girardi. He only comes into play, obviously, if you get into some extra innings. Since Nunez's spot in the order already come up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Callaspo will lead things off here against Dave Robertson. Guy that many think that at some point, especially the way he's thrown the ball this year, it would be the heir apparent to Mariano Rivera, who, if this score stays like this, the Angels will see in the 9th.
When you have that ability to get a swing and miss, 90 punch outs in less than 6 innings pitched, but he does have a tendency to walk batters, though. That's the one thing, an issue for him as far as if he ever transitioned in that closer role. There's extra base runners he gives is via the base on balls.
First pitch is a fastball down low. Callaspo today 1 for 2. A single in the second, a walk and a run scored in the 4th, a ground out to end the 5th. Delivers a strike here, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Robertson's held opponents scoreless in 18 of his last 19 outings since July the 26th. Callaspo bounces one over to short. Jeter has it. 1 out. Takahashi and Walden now loosening. Top of the order for the Yankees, due up in the 9th. Peter Borges comes up here with 1 out, nobody on. A 1-for-3 game for Peter. A 2-run home run in the 4th inning. Peter takes a fastball for a strike. Java is in on the grass and guarding the line. Teixeira is playing just about even with the bag at first. The 0-1 pitch. Down and in. Mike Trout on deck. Then you've got the catcher spot. The 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Didn't miss by much.
The thing is, Peter Borges, that speed, get on base against Robertson, not real good as far as slowing down a running game. He's allowed 13 stolen bases in 15 attempts.
Borges fouls off the 2-1. Count even now. The 2-2. Borges chops one to the right side. Teixeira has it, feeds Robertson. 2 outs.
And that's a perfect feed by Teixeira, leading Robertson, going towards the base. A lot of times the first base will throw behind. And you see the pitcher have to reach back and then try to find the base with somebody with the speed of Peter Borges going line. You want to be able to lead him, and that's what Teixeira did.
So Mike Trout comes to the plate. Hitless today. A strikeout, a line out. A bouncer back to the mound. Breaking pitch caught the outside corner. Oh, 1 pitch. Fastball, strike 2. Russell Brandon's come out to the on-deck circle. Figure either pinch hits now or pinch hits leading off the 9th.
Remember that home run he had against Rivera in New York.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 inning for Robertson. 8 complete. The Yankees still up by a run. Yankee lead. You can still take the Angels with you this season by subscribing to MLB.tv today to see every Angels game live or on demand on your computer as well as your favorite devices. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. New pitcher on for the Halos, left-hander Hisanori Takahashi takes over from Bobby Caswell, who does another terrific job of 1, 2, 3, 8th inning for Caswell.
Yeah, he threw the ball very well. Caswell getting the ball down, and he gets the fly ball out against Gardner. Takahashi here commanding that fastball. Big thing for him. Work down in the strike zone, get some ground ball out, utilize that very good changeup and curveball that he has.
Takahashi will be facing the top of the order. Jeter, Granderson, and Teixeira. And trying to keep it a 1-run deficit. The Angels in the 9th inning. The bottom of the 9th, I should say. They have 9, 1, and 2 due up.
Weaver and Heron threw the ball so well the first 2 games of the series for Mike Scioscia. Put in position. They won the series, but there's still an opportunity to be able to sweep this New York ball club.
Derek Jeter 2 for 4. Couple of singles, couple of runs scored. The first pitch is a fastball for a strike. Takahashi last pitched on Monday against Seattle with 1 inning in that one. Gave up a hit, had 1 strikeout. Off speed pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tak falling behind here, 2-1. Halos taking 2 of 3 from the Twins, 2 of 3 from the Mariners. For the first 2 against the Yankees, but down here in the 9th inning. Jeter fouls that one. Count evens.
Well, a real good job of throwing a changeup and a fastball count. Jeter way out in front of that one.
Long road trip for the Angels coming up, beginning tomorrow night in Oakland. Pinheiro against Gonzalez in the first of 3. 2 night games and a day game in Oakland. Off day on Thursday in Baltimore. 2-2. Ground ball to short. Ibar comes charging in, and Jeter is the first out here in the 9th. Texas will be idle tomorrow, so a half game on the line. Either way, in tomorrow night's affair against Oakland. Granderson takes a strike. As a matter of fact, that off day that's coming up on Thursday, the last off day of the year for the Angels.
In Baltimore?
In Baltimore. Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Granderson 1 for 4 today with a 2-run home run in the 5th. Mariano Rivera gets ready. Here's the 1-1. Lifted in the air to shallow right. Torrey has to come charging in. Kendrick going out. Torrey with the call. The catch. 2 outs.
A tough sky there. Arizona Reed initially looked like he didn't see the baseball. Is it high enough to be able to react and come in and make the play?
So Teixeira steps up with 2 outs and nobody on. 0 for 4 game with 3 strikeouts. Takes a breaking pitch down and in. Did pick up an RBI on that error by Borges in the 7th inning. Santana getting charged with 6 runs, all 6 earned in 6+ innings. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch. 3 balls and no strikes.
Sheriff, generally a pretty patient hitter, but I don't think he's going to be patient here if it's a fastball. He's probably going to get the green light. Got to be careful on this pitch.
Four straight wide ones with 2 outs here in the ninth. Puts a man on. And Robinson Cano coming up. Talking about the free passes. 6th issued by the Angels. One was an intentional walk in the 7th inning.
Like we talked about in the first 2 games of the series, both pitchers just dominant in the strike zone. You can't give those free passes to this Yankee ball club. They can score runs in so many different ways. They have the ability to steal bases. They have the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Cano with a couple of hits, a single and a home run. 2 for 4 afternoon. That's 5 straight wide ones for Takahashi after getting the first 2 outs here in the ninth. Two and 0. Cano doesn't like that call from Vanover. It's 2-1. Vanover, for the most part, though, has called that outside corner against left-handed batters today. Hasn't necessarily called the outside corner against right-handed batters that often today.
And he's calling that side of the plate. Some umpires get locked in on one part of the plate.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. It's a 2-2. Cano fouls it off the left. Mariano Rivera ready to work the 9th inning. 9-1-2 due up for the Angels. Pinch hitter Ibar and Kendrick. Robertson worked 1 inning with 1 strikeout. Another 2-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. Down goes Cano as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Halos down by a run. They've got to get through. Mariano Rivera trying to keep it. A 1.5 game deficit in the West. The ninth inning. Mariano Rivera on to try to close it out for the Yankees. One of the all-time best, 598 career saves, most ever in American League history. Second most behind Trevor Hoffman. 3.71 ERA in his career against the Halos.
Yeah, he's a struggle. 8 blown saves against the Angels. That's a pretty good at bats against Russell Branyan. You mentioned him, what he did against Rivera back on August 11th in New York. He got something different, a cut fastball. No doubt about it for Russell Branyan. He hit that one out. He said when he talked to us after that game, he said Rivera very difficult against him. So often in his career, he was looking and got that cut fastball because it didn't get in quick enough on him, and he turned on it and hit it out of the ballpark.
Said he'd been setting up Mariano Rivera for 12 years. And finally got him.
Like a fine wine, this took some time.
That's it. So Branyan will pinch hit here to start this ninth inning, followed by Eric Ibar, then Howie Kendrick. For Rivera, his 58th game of the year, 39 saves, 55 innings, 44 hits, 53 strikeouts, and only 7 walks. Branyan on the year, a 194 average, 4 home runs, 12 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, 3 for 10. 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in. First pitch swinging, fouls one off the left. No balls and a strike. Outfield playing Branyan to pull the infield pretty much straight up. Chavez off the line at third. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's the cut fastball. If you're a left-handed batter, you have to let go because there's no way you're going to be able to keep that one fair.
One and 2, elevating that one. Halos today 0 for 7 with men in scoring position, having left 6 guys on base. Here's the 1-2. Branyan lays off. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. This game got started just a little bit later than the normal start time due to the services before the game. 2-2 popped up. Romine and Chavez. It's Romine, the catcher, making the catch. 1 out. Brings up Eric Ibar. Ibar 3 for 4 game, 3 singles, including 1 bunt base hit. 1 run scored, 1 stolen base. 0 for 6 in his career against Rivera.
We got Cano moving up a little bit here, too, to take away the drag bunt at second base for him, too.
The 0-1 pitch, way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eleven times in his career, Rivera having reached 35 or more saves. Hoffman with the record 12 times. Ibar chopping this one off the plate. It's going to be a tough play. Put it in your pocket. An infield base hit. So Ibar's on board with 1 out, and Howie coming up. A 4-hit game for Eric Ibar.
And once that got over the head of Rivera, there's no chance. Throw at Ibar.
First 4-hit game of the season for Eric Ibar, his 6th of his career. And Howie Kendrick comes up. 2 for 3 game for Howie, a home run and a single. He's also had a sac bunt. He drove one out to deep right center field that Granderson tracked out. Ibar with a good lead at first. No balls and a strike.
Rivera's allowed 5 stolen bases and 5 attempts against him. Pretty quick to the plate, though. Utilizes slide step, a lot of fastball, so it's more difficult to get a good read against him. But base stealers have been successful going against him, like most closers. Their mindset is all about the batter.
Ibar has 1 stolen base today. He's 28th of the year. That was in the 5th. One ball, 1 strike. Almost a little slide step for Rivera.
And he will use that. Because he does such a good job as far as getting enough hip turn and keeping his front shoulder in that he's still going to hit his spot with his fastball.
One. Now he's swinging a miss, 1-2. Yankees with 2 big runs in the 7th inning to take this 6-5 lead. Ibar with an infield base hit with 1 out here in the 9th. Standing at first, Abreu on deck and a 1-2 count on Kendrick. Here's the 1-2. Howie fouls it off to the right.
Pretty good pitch to hit. It's a cutter that was up. A little bit off the plate. Threw that pitch right into Howie's power zone where he can drive the ball to right center field. Seen him hit a home run to right center. Ball well hit. That Granderson ran down in front of the wall in right center field.
Pretty good move over to first. Quick tag by Teixeira. Another 1-2. Howie fouls one at the plate and got him off his leg.
He ran that 2-seam fastball in. Good sink action. Remember, Rivera has the cut fastball, but he also will throw a 2-seam fastball. Right off the inside part of his foot.
Ibar again with a pretty good lead at first. Now he's chopping this one over to Cano. Touches second base, fires the first. The Yankees salvage the finale here by the final of 6-5.
Well, I think when you look back at this game, there were some mistakes made. Obviously, we saw that in the field, but the reality is when you have an opportunity to add on and you don't do so against the Yankees, you allow them to stay and hang around in the ball game. And that's why they were able to come through and win this game 6-5. But again, win the series against the Yankees. You had a good homestand, won the series against the Twins, Seattle, and the Yankees. Now head on the road. A tough road trip coming up, but an opportunity missed to be able to sweep the Yankees. But the reality is you still win the series.
Yeah, win the series, but lose a game in the standings. Now 2.5 back in the American League West to begin a series against the Oakland A's. Tomorrow night, the Texas Rangers will be idle. Yankees pick up the finale 6-5. Stick around. We'll have more coverage of this ball game and the upcoming road trip with Angels Live. It's coming up next.